We're going to start in the book of Judges. We're on chapter 1. And there's 20. Oh man, I just looked. 21 chapters. Alright, here we go. Chapter 1. Now after the death of Joshua, it came to pass that the children of Israel asked the Lord, saying, Who shall go up for us against the Canaanites first to fight against them? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up. Behold, I have delivered the land into his hands. And Judah said unto Simeon his brother, Come up with me into my lot, that we may fight against the Canaanites. And I likewise will go with thee unto thy lot. So Simeon went with him. Now, this is the thing. Judah should have went by himself. But since he asked Simeon and all, he wasn't relying on God anymore. He started relying on his brother. And Judah went up, and the Lord delivered the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hands, and they slew of them Balak 10,000 men. Because God said, I'm going to give you the land, he gave them the land. And they found a Donna Bezek and Bezek, and they fought against him and slew the Canaanites and the Perizzites. But Adonibek fled, and they pursued after him and caught him and cut off his thumb and his great toe. I wonder why they did that. That don't make no sense there. And Adoni Bezek said, 70 kings, having their thumbs and their great toe cut off, gathered their meat under my table, as I have done. So God hath requited me. And they brought him to Jerusalem, and there he died. Now the children of Judah had fought against Jerusalem, and had taken it, and smitten it with the edge of the sword, and set the city on fire. And afterward the children of Judah went down to fight against the Canaanites that dwell in the mountain, and in the south, and in the valley. And Judah went against the Canaanites, and dwelt in Hebron. Now the name of Hebron before was Jorjeth-Abera, and they slew Shishai and Ahiman and Talmai. And from thence he went against the inhabitants of Debor, and the name of Debor was Kirjath-sepher. Okay, it sounds like the last one. Alright, and Caleb said, He that smiteth Kirjath-sepher and taketh it, to him will I give a Chenish my daughter to wife. And Othniel, the son of Kenash, Caleb's younger brother, took it, and he gave him Achshwash his daughter to wife. And it came to pass, when she came to him, that she moved him to ask her father for a field. And she lighted from off her ass. And Caleb said unto her, What wilt thou? And she said unto him, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me the southland. Give me also springs of water. And Caleb gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. Now, see, she couldn't honestly take the land unless she was married. Okay? Women were more like property. And that's the way I'm going to put it. That's the way it was. 16. And the children of Canaanite Moses' father-in-law, went up out of the city of palm trees with the children of Judah into the wilderness of Judah, which lieth in the south of the Arab. And they went and dwelt among the people. And Judah went with Simeon his brother, and they slew the Canaanites that inhabit Ziph, Hath, there we go, and utterly destroyed it. And the name of the city was called Hermah. Also Judah took Gaza with the coast thereof, and Askelon with the coast thereof, and Ekron with the coast thereof. And the Lord was with Judah, and he drove out the inhabitants of the mountain, but could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley, because they had chariots of iron. So they went by man, they didn't go by God. Alright, 20. And they gave Hebron unto Caleb. And Moses said, he expelled thence the 3 sons of Anak. And the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites that inhabited Jerusalem. And the Jebusite dwelt with the children of Benjamin in Jerusalem unto this day. And that's the truth. They are still there today. And the house of Joseph, they also went up against Bethel, and the Lord was with them. And the house of Joseph sent to declare Bethel. Now the name of the city was Luz. And the spies saw a man come forth out of the city, and they said unto him, Slew us, we pray thee, the entrance into the city, and we shall show thee mercy. And when he showed them the entrance in the city, they smote the city with the edge of the sword, but they let go the men and all his family. And the men went into the land of the Hittite, and built a city, and called the name thereof Luz, which is the name thereof unto this day. Neither did Manasseh drive out the inhabitants of Bethshean or her town, nor Tanash and her town, nor the inhabitants of Dor and her town, nor the inhabitants of Ibleam and her town, nor the inhabitants of Megiddo and her town. But the Canaanites would dwell in that land. And it came to pass, when Israel was strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute, and did not utterly drive them out. Now see, they're supposed to be getting rid of all these people, and they're not. And God said, get them out of here, get them out of your sight, because they're going to do you wrong. And I don't know why they didn't believe it. Okay, 29. Neither did Ephraim drive out the Canaanites that dwelled in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwelt in Gezer among them. Neither did Zebulun drive out the inhabitants of the Caram, nor the inhabitants of the Nahalo, but the Canaanites dwelt among them, and became tributaries. Can't say that word. Tributaries. Alright. Neither did Asher drive out the inhabitants of Acol, nor the inhabitants of Zidon, nor Ahalab, nor of the Archzib, or of Helbor, or I know I'm butchering them, Aphink, nor Rehob. But the Asherites dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, for they did not drive them out. Neither did Naphtali drive out all the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh, nor the inhabitants of Beth-Shemenath. But he dwelt among the Canaanites, he inhabited the land. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh of the Bethaniah became tributes unto them, and the Ammonites forced the children of Dan into the mountain, for they would not suffer them to come down to the valley. But the Amorites would dwell in Mount Heres, in Aijalon, and in Shebaim. Yet the hand of the house of Joseph prevailed, so that they became tributaries. And the coast of the Amorites was from the going up to Acharim, from the rock and upward. Alright, we'll be back to read number 2. Alright, we're on chapter 2. And an angel of the Lord came up from Gilead to Bochim, and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt, and have brought you into the land which I swore unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of the land, and ye shall throw down their altars, but you have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? See, they didn't do what was told. God didn't break the covenant. They broke the covenant. Alright, wherefore, I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be a thorn in your side, and their God shall be a snare unto you. And believe you me, it's the same way today. And it came to pass, when the angel of the Lord spoke those words unto the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voices and wept. And they called the name of the place Bochim, and they sacrificed there unto the Lord. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man into his inheritance to possess the land. And the people served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of the Lord that he did for Israel. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath Heres, in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of Gilgash. Well, Mama Cat, just go ahead and just knock it down on the floor. And also all the generation there gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generation after them, which knew not the Lord, nor yet the works which the Lord had done for Israel. And all the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and served Balaam. And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out in the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger. And they forsook the Lord, and served Baal and Asheroth. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies around about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. See, God said this was going to happen if they didn't stick with him. Whether they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them for evil, as the Lord had said, and as the Lord had shown unto them, and they were greatly depressed. Nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges, which delivered them out of the hands of those that spoiled them. And yet they would not hearken unto their judges, but they went a whoring after other gods, and bound themselves unto them. And they turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of the Lord. But they did not so. And when the Lord raised them up judges, the Lord was with the judges, and delivered them out of the hands of their enemies all the days of the judges. For it repent the Lord, because their groaning by the reason of their oppression, and them that and vexed them. And it came to pass, when the judges was dead, that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers, in following other gods to serve them, and to bow down unto them. They ceased not from their own going, nor from their stubborn way. Well, that's what come God said, I am a jealous God. Alright? I mean, it's like being married to somebody. And you don't want them going and chasing somebody else. That's not right. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel. And he said, because that this people hath transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice, I also will henceforth drive out any of from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died, that through them I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of the Lord to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it or not. Therefore the Lord left these nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hands of Joshua. Alright, we are done with this, and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll work on number 3.